All right, guys, we got a good show for you today. We have Dareion Murphy. He goes to Forestville High School, Vanderbilt, Boston College, Iowa State, or some schools that have offered him. Thanks for coming on, man.
Of course, no problem.
Hey, so we always start off with a few would you rathers. First one, would you rather get stranded in Antarctica or the desert?
Uh, I'll have to say Antarctica. I hate the heat.
You're in Texas, though. You've probably gotten used to it over the years, though.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Texas weather is bipolar, so you never know what you're gonna get every day.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Would you rather never age physically or never age mentally?
Hmm. Probably never age mentally. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
would rather not be like 70 and just lose it. I would rather have it.
yeah. Like you gotta have like a young brain to function everything.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. Okay, last one. Would you rather have a pause button in your life or a rewind button?
Rewind for sure. I
Yeah,
disagree.
I feel like that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to get in your football. So in 2019, you had a car accident that cost you your season. This
Mhm.
season, you rushed for nearly 1,500 yards, 19 touchdowns. Talk about the journey of getting back healthy and how important having that great season was for you.
It was all a blessing, just I think the main goal is like just my why, like why I was playing. So of course my why is just my family, because without them, I wouldn't be the man who I am today. So just being able to think about them, have them motivate me the whole time, really pushed me and allowed me to have a good season this year.
Yeah, your school returned to the playoffs for the first time in a couple years. You had a tough game, lost by 7. But what was it like getting back there for you guys?
All a blessing. It was all a blessing for sure. I know a lot of people overlooked us because of our records and everything, but you don't understand that our team was young this year. Our whole offense is coming back next year. So I say it was just a blessing going back to the playoffs, but there's a lot more in store.
Yeah, football in Texas, high school football especially, is
Mhm.
probably the best in the country. What's
Yeah.
it like week in and week out playing these teams?
It's always something new because you never know what's gonna happen. Like Texas football, as you said, is crazy. It's different. Uh, I think it's just being able to always find your true potential every week. See who you're going against. You're going against the best pretty much every week. So just finding out your true potential the whole time.
Yeah, and big thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but playing in Texas, I feel like more than any other state will get you ready for college because of
Oh
the
yeah,
competition.
for sure.
Yeah. So growing up, did you play any other sports, or was it always just football?
I played basketball and I ran track too.
Yeah. When did you quit? Do you still do those or?
Yeah, I still do them.
Okay. Yeah. Do you feel like that helps you with your football game and everything doing those
Oh
sports?
yeah, for sure. I think basketball just helps with just your feet pretty much, agility and everything. And then track, that's just speed because well, people don't understand track speed and football speed are two different things, but always being able to have some more explosiveness behind you is always good.
Yeah. That's what I was actually going to ask you next. Key things like to remember as a football player, as a running back. Is it that like first step, getting off that big first step? What is it?
Uh, I think the main thing people overlook is just being patient because you can't, and just being patient and just trusting yourself because you can't always just like go to a spot that the coaches tell you because sometimes that spot doesn't open. So you gotta just trust yourself, stay patient, and just do what's best for you.
Yeah. So you kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but has there been like any particular person that's had the biggest influence on, you as a person or just your football career?
Just my family, man. Like just without them, I wouldn't be who I am today. As I said, they've always kept my chin up whenever I fell down. Like sophomore year, uh, felt very bad, just like not being able to play. So they always told me that it's just all God's plan. That's what I believe.
Yeah. How was like recruiting for you? I mean, especially during COVID, I imagine it's very hard. I saw you're taking an official to Vanderbilt. Is that your first school you've actually got to visit in person?
Yeah.
All right. Well, how's the recruiting process been for you? Like, is there a lot of Zoom or what would you do?
Yeah, it's pretty much just like maybe 3 or 4 Zooms every week, so it's always busy. But I'm pretty sure once everything opens up in June, it'll probably slow down a little bit, or it'll probably pick up actually because a lot of camp invites and shit. But my bad.
Yeah, no, you're
but
good.
but yeah, so just I think recruiting is just a blessing, you know. Like a lot of kids don't get to go through what I'm doing and like what other kids are doing,
Yeah.
but pretty much just it's just all a blessing.
Yeah, you guys are lucky. I had like 18 D1 offers, but I committed to school without even seeing it in
Yeah,
person or meeting my coach. At least you're a junior, you get to, shake a coach's hand before you get to commit to
yeah.
them. So I have to ask, some of your top schools are all very good academic schools.
Mhm.
How important is the classroom for you?
It's pretty much. I think to me, it's just the most important thing because football is never forever. Like a lot of people think that it is, but it's not. Uh, so just being able to go to a school that can help me academically and get a good degree from it, so I can have a life after football. That's just the main goal.
Yeah, that's how I feel, and I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. Um,
Mm.
this is always a funny one. It's sometimes you have some funny stories, sometimes you're just sitting on your couch. But where were you when you got your first offer, and what was it like?
I was actually on a field trip. We were coming back from a field trip actually, and we were parked at Chick-fil-A about to eat. My reaction, man, I'm not gonna lie, I was just on the bus and I teared up, man, just like
Yeah,
with everything that happened and then just being able to have someone give me an opportunity, man, it just meant a lot.
yeah. One of my friends is a D lineman. He got his first offer, right? And he saw me from like the other room, and he like ran and he drilled me, dude. I'm like 140, and I got decked by like a 270 big guy. I took that hit like a man, but it didn't feel good after. I was happy for him though.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Okay, so off season now. What are you working on to like improve so you have like an even better season next year?
Just everything, cause like honestly, to me, I think like as a player, there's not one specific aspect you should like improve every game. I think you should just improve everything overall. Uh, so pretty much for me, it's just everything. Just trying to get quicker, faster, stronger, and just mentally and physically actually. So just being an overall player.
Yeah, so before I asked you to come on, I did some research on you as a person, different things. I had the same picture. It's your Twitter background. It's a text from God. It says, "I hear you. Just be patient."
Oh,
Can you talk about what that means to you and why?
yeah. So I always grew up going to church every Sunday. Without God, nothing is possible, man. Like during sophomore year with COVID, no football, just staying at home, I really got closer with God because I just pray every night, reading the Bible.
Yeah,
Because when you have no one to talk to or when you're feeling like really down, the only person you can talk to is just God, man. Like
yeah,
you don't know, like people don't understand that He does stuff for a reason.
yeah.
So I think the main thing is just every whatever happens, you just gotta just pray on it and just trust the man above because he's always gonna lead you in the right direction.
Yeah, I lead a bunch of youth groups. I preach that same thing. Same things happen. Things happen for a reason. I had that same picture, so I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Final few questions. What is the best advice you think you've heard to this point?
Best advice that I've heard. Uh Probably just uh that's a good question. That is a very good question.
Yeah,
Uh I'd say just like whatever you're going through or you feel like you're feeling down. My dad told me this. Uh he said whenever you feel like giving up, always think about your why. Like why you're doing this, why you started,
hmm
what's your goal, like why you want to keep going and everything. So pretty much just have a goal, have a reason to continue going, and that reason should be why you started, pretty much.
yeah. That's some good advice. I'm gonna hit you with the hardest one. Is always the last one. Is how do you want people to remember yourself when your football career is over?
Eesh, that was good. That was really good.
You ask this to everyone at the end. It's
Yeah. Uh, I probably just want people to remember me just for the person who I am. Not like no football, no sports, no nothing. Just how I always just like stayed humble through everything. Like, cause this is another thing my uncle told me. He told me, uh, be if you want to be a role model, don't be a role model, be a real model. So just have people look up to you to the real person who you are, and don't act a certain way so people can look up to you. Just be the true person you are, so people can like understand like, oh, he's cool. He's not all about football and everything. He's actually just a normal person, just a normal kid. So I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, you kind of spoke to it. We always like close off a bunch of guys who helped me in this. They're all Division 1 athletes. The big thing about it is giving people like you a voice and showing that there's other things just than football. So you saying that's kind of what we're trying to do. So we really appreciate you coming on, man. It means a lot.
Of course, thank you.